this episode, I'll be traveling to Phoenix, Arizona to pick up all of the gear and parts that I bought for my upcoming solo trip from Argentina to Alaska on my KTM 390 adventure motorcycle. Besides showing you the typical things that you would expect to see in Arizona, like scorpions and snakes, I will also be visiting some awesome places that are not your typical Arizona desert. These would be great destinations for any motorcycle adventure traveler or dual sport motorcycle rider. If you saw my previous episodes, you might remember that I bought my motorcycle in Guadalajara, Mexico, but that I ordered all the gear and parts online and had everything shipped to my younger brother's house in Phoenix. Today I'm headed there. What you making there?
Oh, fajitas de pollo.
Ooh. Is that the bacon grease?
Also known as chicken fajitas, yes.
I see the bacon over here.
So yes, there's the bacon greases. Here you go.
Oh no.
That'll all fit nicely on the motorcycle.
I think I ordered too much stuff. I moved everything closer to the garage, and then I moved everything into the garage with my brother's Baja Bug as a nice background as I unpacked everything. So how much is it supposed to be?
But we pulled it at 130, 135, and then let it continue to cook a little bit more.
Looks good.
Yeah. A little bit better. There we go. We will cover it up for the rest of the thing.
Needless to say, it turned out delicious. Trying to set up my tent in 5 minutes.
6 seconds. Ooh, 6 seconds.
Why?
1 second. You failed.
Today we're headed to Four Peaks to do a little off-roading in my brother's Baja Bug that he just finished building in his garage. It's about a 1-hour drive from his house to where the fun begins.
Oh, okay.
This looks like an awesome place to ride a motorcycle. I sure wish I had mine here. The road looks fairly easy to ride, like on a dirt bike, a dual sports, or even on a larger adventure motorcycle.
And here we are on Easter Island.
Here we are, Easter Island, yes. This is where they source the rocks, actually, and then
They shipped them over there?
yes, they dragged them down to Rocky Point,
Uh-huh.
and then they went down.
That's why it's called Rocky Point.
Yes.
Easter
Island
Cortez.
rocket, the Sea Cortez. Yes.
Uh-huh.
He also discovered Easter Island, so
Oh, okay.
that's the connection. So he
So-
told them the route.
Cortez?
Hernan, Mr. Hernan
Oh,
Cortez.
he went down there first, huh?
It's
Easter
just
Island.
part of his whole thing, yeah. Easter Island. Well, that's why it's Easter, because, you know, the Spaniards, Catholicism, Easter.
Oh,
So he
okay.
landed there on Easter, yeah.
Oh,
and then he
that-
said, you guys need some big monuments,
Some big rocks.
some big rocks. And they said, we don't know where to get big rocks. And he goes, oh, well, I've been to, you know, the mainland, and I know where I
Arizona.
can get big rocks, yeah.
Yeah. And with the right shape and
Yeah,
everything.
but there aren't that many around because they took them all.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why'd they leave that one?
it was too small.
Okay.
Getting back to my gear, the one thing that I wasn't able to get online was a suitable sleeve or case for my laptop computer, one that would protect it from getting crushed inside my luggage. I did find one that looked real nice, but it seemed to be eternally unavailable. My solution? Make my own computer sleeve. I made it out of birch plywood and I used oak around the edges. I made the end cover out of walnut just because it looks cool. Once it dried, I sanded it and then applied a clear polyurethane. My comadre helped out by making a cloth bag for it, and I even gave the sewing machine a try. Here's a final case. It turned out sturdy, but it's compact and lightweight.
So that's what that is, huh? What kind of coffee is it? Oh, you got that little packing thing. Oh, that's why it's got two of those things.
Check it out.
Not bad.
Cool.
Today we're heading out to a place called Tonto Bridge, which is about a 2-hour drive from my brother's house. It's up in the mountains at an elevation of 4,500 feet, so it's definitely not your typical Arizona desert landscape. I highly recommend visiting Tonto Bridge, especially if you ride your adventure motorcycle up there. We spotted a bunch of these critters that look like monkeys to me. After doing some online research, it turns out that they are coatis or coatimundis, and that they're commonly known as desert monkeys, but they're more closely related to raccoons. After enjoying our picnic lunch at Tonto Bridge, our next stop is Willow Springs Lake, which is up in the mountains in the Forest Lakes area. This is another awesome destination to ride to on your adventure motorcycle. Up until now, all that I'd seen of Arizona were hot and dry deserts, so it was pretty cool to come up into the mountains to visit lakes and pine forests. I did a little research, and it turns out that more than 1/4 of Arizona is covered in forests. And with that, I wrap up my trip to Phoenix. The next morning, I got up early, said goodbye to my brother and his family, and the dogs, drove to my goddaughter's house in San Luis, Arizona with all of my luggage. Somehow I fit everything into 3 suitcases. Her husband, Ivan, gave me a ride to Mexicali, and we stopped along the way for some tacos de pastor. I spent the night in Mexicali and flew back to Guadalajara the next day. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss my next episode, where I show you all the gear that I bought and I prepare my motorcycle for my trip from Argentina to Alaska.